Okay, welcome back. So in previous class we have learned about the primitive data types. Okay, remember the int, float, strings, boolean, etc. are the primitive data types. So today's class we are going to learn about the type conversion in Python. Okay, what is type conversion? As the name suggests, conversion means to convert. Okay, so it will convert from one data type to another. For example, if we have an integer data type, you want to convert to float data type, then we can use the type conversion. Okay, if you have integer data type, you want to convert to string data type, you can use type conversion. Okay, so why it is needed? Why we need? What is the need arise of type conversion? Okay, so the first one is to perform operations on different data types. For example, you have two different data types, you want to perform operations. Okay, you cannot perform the operation on two different data types unless you convert the type. Okay, that's why the conversion is needed. Okay, secondly, to avoid errors during calculations. If you have a two different data type, for example integer, okay, for example say integer is 1 and say the string is a. Okay, you cannot perform operations on this. Okay, so in order to perform operations, what you have to do, you have to convert from one data type to another. Either you have to convert both to string or both to integer. Fine. Third is to handle user input properly. Okay, for example, if they are asking for a number, say enter the first number, and you are entering the strings value, instead of number you are entering some alphabet, say a, then it will create an error, runtime error. Okay, in order to handle that, we need a type conversion. Then we have a two type, implicit and the explicit. Okay, implicit means automatically performed by compiler, we don't have to do anything, the compiler will do it own. Okay, explicit means manually performed by programmer, that means we have to convert through the programming. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Let's start with the implicit. This one is implicit. Okay, let me write down so that it will be easy for you. Implicit example. Okay, this, so we have x equal to 10, y equal to 2.5. okay, print x plus y. So what is the value of x? This one is your integer value, this one is your float value. Two different data type, we cannot perform operations. Okay, but what the Python will do, it will automatically convert the type. Okay, that means this integer and this float, once you add this both, it will convert to the float data type. Okay, now let's run. You can see 12.5. okay, so now the question is why it doesn't convert to integer value, because once you start converting from one data type to another, it will go to the larger data type. Okay, the larger data type conversion, that is integer is smaller than the floating point numbers. That means the data type that follows in Python, it always, the integer is always smaller as compared to the floating point numbers. Okay, this is the first case. Now let's look at the second case, that is explicit. Okay, and explicit is also called typecasting. Okay, let's look this one. For example, ex is our variable. Okay, variable that store 4.5. okay, now what you are doing here, we are converting this 4.5 to integer value. Okay, you can see x, okay, ex. Okay, this ex is converted to integer value and it stores in y value, then we are printing y. Okay, now once you run this, you can see what is happening here. What is the value of ex? 4.5, but when we print y, you can see the value is 4. That means we are converting through our code. Here you can see the difference. Here we are not converting, the Python is converting automatically. Okay, here we are converting y equal to int of x, then we are printing y. So this is called explicit typecasting. Okay, now let's look about the floating point number. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, here you can see x equal float of 5, print x. Okay, just run this one. You can see this one was integer. Okay, the 5 is integer, you know, right? 5 is integer. If there is 5.5, then there will be a float. This one is 5 is integer. So in order to convert to float, what the compiler do is it added 0.0 after the 5, that is decimal number. Fine, so we are just printing that. And now let's look at the string data type. Okay, we have xy equal to str 100. So this 100 is our integer value. It will store 100 as integer, okay, at initially. Okay, then what we did is we just pass str function in front of the integer value in order to convert this to string value. Okay, then we are printing xy. Okay, so you, in order to know what type it is, now we have right print type of xy, so that we know that it is a string data type or not. Okay, so you can see once I run this, you can see here the 100 is our string value and the type is str. Fine, so this is your string data type conversion. So for today this is enough. We'll see next topic in the next class.